Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Banco Sabadell stage here at 4 Years From Now, and welcome to the 4 Years From Now Awards Final. You should see them all back there. They're very, very nervous, our finalists. Listen, thank you very much indeed for joining us this afternoon. For those of you who might be new this year to 4 Years From Now, let me explain what the 4 Years From Now Awards are. It's a global startup competition tasked with finding the best digital startup from around the world. And trust me, it is a very, very highly coveted prize. Our panel of industry experts and investors have been sifting through more than 100 entries from startups, all eager to take home the 4 Years From Now award-winning crown. And the entries were scored on various criteria, including innovation, potential for impact, and potential to scale. And this afternoon, in just a few minutes' time, the judges and you will be listening to the pitches from our five finalists here as they try and woo our investors and impress us on their journey to be the winner of this year's 4 Years From Now award. Now, our 5 finalists this year, they cover a wide range of disciplines and innovations, from trusted authentication and ethical AI platforms to health tech, home care, even satellite imaging. And we'll be meeting them, and indeed our panel of experts, in just a few moments' time. But first, how about we spend just a few moments to catch up with somebody who's been there and done that already. Please show your appreciation for the 2021 4 Years From Now awards winner, Luis Valente from ELAF, along with CMO for the GSMA, Stephanie Lynch. Come on, guys.
Hi, everyone, and Luis, thank you so much for taking the time today. I guess the crowd is super excited to have the 2021 4 Years From Now winner amongst us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'd like to start with last year's awards. The panelists, both the remote and the in-person panelists, were just blown away with your mission, harnessing AI and cloud-based libraries to transform personalized medicine. Can you tell us a little bit about that for those who might not have been here last year?
Of course. So basically, ILOF was born out of the recognition that for the past centuries, new treatments have been developed based on the idea that the same medication works equally for everyone, which unfortunately for a lot of complex heterogeneous diseases, it's really not the case. You can take the example of Alzheimer's, where more than 400 clinical trials failed in the last few years, with, well, unfortunately still no globally accepted therapeutic in the market. And we're doing our small part in collecting, well, massive amounts of data to help pharmaceutical companies, biotechs, and clinicians develop better, faster, personalized therapeutics. I think there's no question that personalized medicine is going to be the future. We're just trying to make that future come sooner, faster, and in a more patient-centric way.
Fascinating, fascinating. So now let's step back to when you were pitching and you won the award in 2021. I think a lot has happened to ILAF since July 2021. I'm sure the audience and the pitchers that will be becoming the finalists and would love to hear about what's happened since.
Yeah, so I think it was certainly a transformational moment for ILOF. So since then, we've grown in all ends. So we've grown our team. We are now expanding and even more. So we were born as an international startup, balanced between Portugal and the United Kingdom. But we're now a team with, with teammates spread a little bit around Europe. We've also been happy enough to welcome new investors with a new funding round. and also new clients with partnerships with both biotechs, pharmas, and hospitals in the States and in Europe.
I mean, it's amazing. You were telling me backstage or when we were prepping that you've got a really impressive set of investors. Do you think that it's fair to say that it was accelerated thanks to the 4 Years From Now platform and WIN?
Well, certainly. So two of our current main investors, we met them face to face the first time last year here in the 4 Years From Now.
Nice.
So this was actually certainly a collider, an accelerator, and this is, I would say, one of the strengths of the 4 Years From Now and of the Mobile World Congress is really putting people together and make great things happen.
Great. That wasn't just a marketing. I was really checking. So, but it's good to know that what we say holds. So now I'd like to talk about the fact that the judges and the panels were so impressed with the depth of your team and the diversity of your team, which is something that at the GSMA and most companies, but especially at the GSMA, we take diversity and inclusion very seriously. Can you tell us about your team? Because obviously a diverse team is a great team.
Yeah, so we are as diverse as it gets regarding gender, geographically, religion, and I think that's actually one of the strengths. So regarding gender, so we're 4 founders, and well, I'm actually the only male counterpart of the founding team, which in a deep tech company, in a tech company, it's actually very unusual, or unfortunately, not the norm. And as we know, female entrepreneurs are underrepresented. And that's one of the things that makes us very proud. As a team, more than half of our team have minority backgrounds. More than half of our team is female, which in tech it's not
really
always the case.
Really good.
So we take that as a strength, and I think, and this is what stats say, right? So when you have a balanced founding team, you end up hiring a balanced team, and this has allowed us to really recruit great talent and accelerate to the point that we are right now.
You guys seem to have it all, huh? Diverse, successful. In a few minutes, the finalists will come and pitch on the stage, and I guess you can recall July 2021 is a long time ago, but not that long ago. You must have been nervous. You must have been thinking, what would be a couple of pieces of advice that you already gave some advice backstage, but maybe you can tell the audience as well your advice in being successful at the pitch.
Yeah, so we bumped into the new winners a couple of minutes ago. I think it's really all about the impact that you're making. Yes, we are venture-backed, and yes, we have investors that expect to have a return on their investment, and that's only normal. But I think it's very important for all startups, but especially for impact startups, to never forget why you're doing it. And this needs to be clear in your communication. So for example, for iLove, it was always very clear that we're doing this for the millions of patients that are living with complex heterogeneous diseases around the globe that currently have no treatment options and that are suffering every day with those conditions. I think it's very important when you communicate that you really make it clear that yes, there's a business model, yes, it's a business, but in the end you're doing this to create an impact in the world, and you're doing it to leave the world a little bit better than the one you encountered. That's what we tried to do in our presentation last year, and this is certainly something that I advise to the new winners of 4 Years From Now this year.
I think that's a great piece of advice. Even if it's not a health or a biotech, you always have to be crisp, get your impact and your value on the table quickly. So, good. Well, Luis, thank you. Thank you very much for coming on the stage, giving an update on iLove and giving that great advice to the finalists. Thanks for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. I think we'll move to the next segment.
Thank you very much indeed, Stephanie and Luis. And Luis will be chatting with you later on while the judges make their final deliberations. But for now, please give it up one more time for Stephanie and the 2021 4 Years From Now award winner, Luis Valente. Thank you very much indeed. And it's at this point now that I would like to extend a very warm thank you to the sponsors for this year's 4 Years From Now awards. As I'm sure many of you know, AWS plays a very important role in supporting companies of all sizes, especially startups all over the world. And on behalf of everyone from the 4 Years From Now team, we'd like to thank them for their support of this year's awards. Thank you very much indeed to AWS. Now, some will say that the pressure today is very much on our finalists who are all there huddled. Say hello, finalists. People think the pressure's on them, but I will argue that the pressure is also on our panel of judges. The pressure's on them to make the right decision as who's going to be our winner this year. So I suggest right now is a good time to meet our panel of judges and see how they are holding up. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm 4 Years From Now round of applause for our judges. Here they are. And the gentleman dancing on the end there is Ben. You'll meet him in a minute. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, judges. Let's meet you. How about that? So, Ichatho, I'll come to you first of all. Just tell us a little bit about your fund and about what you're looking for from today's pitches.
Hi, my name is Ichatho, and I'm a partner at Notion Capital. Notion is a fund HQ'd in London, but investing across Europe. We are focused on Series A, which is basically around between 2 and 10 million US dollars, and we only invest in B2B SaaS, so cloud, SaaS applications, and so on. And I'm looking to see some pitches with very, very strong value propositions. So I would like to see them very clearly explain that value proposition to the customers.
Super, thank you very much indeed. Let's see if that comes out in a few minutes' time. Sonia, let's have a chat with you next. Tell us a little bit about Kibo and about what you might be looking for from our finalists today.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for all of you to be here. I'm Sonia Fernandez. I'm a partner at Kibo Ventures. We're a fund based in Spain. We have offices in Madrid and Barcelona. And we also do, as Ichatho, we focus on Series A rounds, initial tickets from between 2 and 5 million euros. And we don't really have any vertical of particular expertise. We're quite agnostic to sector, and we look across different sectors. We are investing now out of our fund 3, which is it's a 120 million euro fund, and what I'm looking for is to really, be excited about the startups. I know some of them are based in Spain, so obviously we look very closely at deal flow that comes from this part of the world. So very excited to see the pitches.
Thank you very much indeed, Sonia. We're all very excited to see the pitches shortly as well. Sia, we've already heard from you, I think, on the stage this week already. Tell us a bit about Seed Camp for those who weren't there, and share with us any piece of advice that you might have for our pitchers before they come on stage.
Hi everyone, very happy to be here in Barcelona, where I studied 11 years ago now. So I'm a partner at Seed Camp. At Seed Camp, we are very much focused on investing in the first round of funding of software entrepreneurs from Europe who have global ambitions. We had the chance to invest in the likes of Wise, UiPath, Hopin, Sorare, and quite a few others as part of their initial round of funding. And we are very keen to accelerate our investments in Spain. So we've done a few over the past 15 years, but keen to do more. I would say when it comes to my tip for founders here, at the stage especially where we invest, it's always about founder market fit more than product market fit. So really understanding why you as founder have an edge to go after the opportunity you're chasing is absolutely crucial for us.
Super. So selling yourself as the founder and what you're going to be able to bring to the company, as well as the idea and a value proposition as well. Different approaches we're already beginning to see here, I think, from our panel. But thank you very much indeed, Sia. Sebastian, good to see you on here again. Thank you very much for joining us. Tell us a bit about your fund and also your tip maybe for our founders today.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Sebastian Lefebvre. I'm a venture partner at Elia. Elia is a Paris-based venture capital firm. It's been around for about 20 years. We manage 700 million, roughly. And the characteristic of Elia is that we invest in deep tech and tech entrepreneurs with a lot of drive. You might know Elia through some participations, such as Shift Technologies or Miracle. And here in Barcelona, you've probably heard about Hold It, in which we were an investor. And in terms of tips, in terms of what I look at for very early companies, similar to Sia, is the drive of the entrepreneurs and the ability to think about the problems they want to solve, to think deeply about that problem, and be very, very familiar with that problem and demonstrate that familiarity with the problem they want to solve with clarity.
Of course, yes, that familiarity makes sure that they are the expert in that area and they're going to be able to work on your behalf to bring that vision to life. Thank you very much indeed, Sebastian. And last but not least, it's the dancing man on the end there. It's Ben. Ben, for anyone who isn't familiar, tell us a bit about your fund and share any advice for anyone else who might be pitching to you maybe next year's 4 Year From Now awards in 2023.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for having me today. It's a pleasure to be sharing this moment with all of you. So I'm Ben, one of the founders at Briga. Briga is an entrepreneur fund that we launched 6 years ago now with my partners, investing across Europe out of our offices in Paris, London, and now Barcelona. And I think that Isabel, our partner here on the ground, is in the crowd today. Always excited to be backing great stories around people who want to have an impact on the world and change the sort of future. We are sort of all writing together in the tech scene. And little tip for you guys, please make me dream.
Please make Ben dream, everyone. I'm not going to say what kind of dream. Listen, thank you very much indeed, Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all about making stories today, not only Ben. So please give it up for our judges. So we've met our judges. I think it's now time for us to meet our finalists. Here is how the pitching will work. Each finalist will be invited to the stage and will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to pitch their startups to our judges. When the 5 minutes are up, you will hear this sound. And the lights may go red as well. Good special effects, guys. Thank you very much. So that's what's going to happen at the end of the 5 minutes. The judges will then have a further 3 minutes to put any questions they have to our founders. When those 3 minutes are up, I will step in, boot the finalist off stage, and bring on our next finalist. And we'll repeat until we've heard from all 5 of our finalists. When that happens, our judges will then leave the stage and they have a further 5 minutes to deliberate and choose who will be crowned the 4 Years From Now award winner 2022. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the pitching to begin? No. I'll ask one more time because I want everyone over there to go with it as well. Are we ready for the 2022 pitches to begin? All right. Well, keep your hands out because it's time to put your hands together for our first finalist today, the CEO of Ortena, Matteo Pansevolta. Matteo, here he is. Take the stage, my friends. So you have 5 minutes to pitch to our judges and your time starts now.
So when was the last time you took a medicine? Was it authentic or fake? And how do you really know? Fake goods creates every year hundreds of billions of dollars of losses. They impact companies and society in so many different ways, and they endanger human lives. Hi, I'm Matteo, I'm the CEO of Autena. In my 20 years as an executive for large corporations, I've seen that current solutions based on QR code and hologram, they simply do not work. In fact, counterfeiting has been increasing exponentially in the last years. In Autena, we are changing this. We are making the world a more connected, transparent, and authentic place by enabling instantaneous, verifiable trust across the entire value chain. So let me explain this concept in more details. We create an end-to-end authenticity solution based on Internet of Things and blockchain. An immutable ledger is perfect for transparent authenticity. The addressable market is enormous. As enormous, it is the amount of money that is spent every year by company and government to find counterfeiting without success. Our solution is based on 3 product lines. Autena Shield is an all-in-one solution to track and authenticate single products that creates a trust bridge between a brand and end users. It is made of 3 elements: a unique physical digital seal that protects the authenticity and provenance of a product, a user interface that enables instantaneous verification and engagement, and a dashboard that allows to monitor every product in real time on the entire value chain. And there is more. We have developed a product that is revolutionizing end-to-end visibility on the pharmaceutical sector. We have created a tracker which is miniaturized, autonomous, that works across country borders in every country of the world. And it monitors at the level of a single product. Now, imagine a small vial of vaccine and provide real-time, precise data about location, temperature, relative humidity, pressure, light exposure, motion, from the manufacturer till the patient. This comes with an artificial intelligence-enabled dashboard with embedded alerts and analytics. We are integrating this with one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. With Autena Meta, we have extended the functionality of Autena Shield from the physical world to the metaverse. This is a plug-and-play solution for the brands that enter the metaverse marketing and sales channel. We create the NFT, we enable content, we connect with the major marketplaces, and there is more. By connecting the NFT with Autena Shield, we make sure to create the strongest connection between the 2 worlds. We create the safest possible bond with the physical product and its digital twin. So we are a team of 22 people with strong entrepreneurship experience, with multiple exits, and in-depth expertise in the vertical in which we are playing. We are growing exponentially. Products with our solution are already in 50 countries, and we are working with industry leaders. We are delighted to delight our customers, and just to mention 2 of them, Lonza mentioned us as a worldwide best solution, and our pharma client praised us for our excellent work. In terms of product market fit, we validated it with industry leader in 2021, and now we are moving to production rollout. We are at an inflection point. And in Q1, we have already secured a contract to secure a recurring revenue for the full years. Our business model is authenticity and traceability as a service with multi-layer subscription fee. This is growing big and is growing fast. This is why we need to make sure that we have enough resources for this type of acceleration. And that's why we open our Series A, 50% of which is already committed mostly by existing investors. So we are Autena, and together we can make the world a more connected, transparent, and authentic place. Thank you very much.
And right on time as well. We didn't quite need the buzzer there because you finished with a second to go. Matteo, terrific stuff. Authenticity as a service, connecting the physical and the digital, supplying those, securing those supply chains. Good stuff. Judges, you now have 3 minutes to apply your questions to Matteo. Time starting now. Who's going to go first? Yes.
Yeah, I can go. Thank you for the presentation. That was definitely really, really good. Can you tell us a little bit how does it work for the consumer? So how do they interact with the product, and what's the user journey for that consumer?
Yeah. So the consumer is involved on the first and the third product mainly, and so basically they can check with the tap of a phone if the product is authentic or not, and they can start to engage with the brand itself. So there is no need to have a special app. So basically, they can use the simple NFC application that is in almost all the smartphones nowadays. And for Autena Shield, they can have a different content based on the fact that the product is open or closed. So you can imagine for a nice bottle of wine, you can receive a content to check that the product is authentic. Then you open and you can receive some indication about how to drink it, so which food to pair, and so on and so forth.
Okay, Sonia's getting ready to go next. Sonia, Ben. Sonia.
I was going to ask you about competition. What are the main competitors that you're currently seeing? Are more traditional competitors in the digital space, or are you seeing more the blockchain type of competitors?
So the space in which we play is the space of technology for anti-counterfeiting. So our competitors are all the traditional competitors and the new one. The good news is that, well, the bad news is that the current solution, they do not work because counterfeiting have been increasing exponentially. So that's why we receive a lot of attention from big customer and big player on the market. And our portfolio of solution is quite unique, and so also we make sure that all the new products that we develop, we patent that. There are other solutions that are based on blockchain, but they are mainly focused on connecting the blockchain with identifiers that are not as secure as the ledger, as the blockchain ledger. So we want to make sure that the product identifier has the same level of security of the blockchain ledger on top of which the data are stored and verified.
We've got 25 seconds left. Anyone got a quick question? Ben.
Why and how did you get into this?
Because I've been working for 20 years for large corporations, and all the time I've been affected by counterfeiting, by product diversion, and we lost a lot of money. In these 20 years. So
there we go.
I wanted to solve it.
Well, I hope that you're going to be able to continue to solve that. Unfortunately, right now we are out of time for the Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Matteo from Autena. Good start, solid start. Thank you very much indeed, panel. Right, it's time now to welcome our next finalist to the stage. Please put your hands together for the CEO and co-founder of Next Solutions, Aaron De Bernardis. Aaron. Right. Aaron, your time starts now.
Thank you. Before go Mars, before go another planet, we need to be efficient in our planet Earth. We found two problems in food production. The first is that growers are not using data analysis to make decisions. It's one of the oldest industries in the world. They have a lot of data, but they don't take decisions with information. I've been in 28 countries with the small, medium, largest producer in the world, and they have all the same question. Where I need to irrigate? How much? Where I need to fertilize it? How much I will produce? Everything is made just for experience. Second huge problem that we found is that some years ago, we started to have a lot of satellites, Earth observation. And we start to have a lot of data from satellites that say that we'll monitor and help to produce more. But the reality is data. And growers don't want to have data. Imagine that you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, you had 2 million of red bloods. What's going on? I will die or no? What's this? What we do in Next Solutions, we model your crop, your variety, your soil. We model everything with satellite image to tell you where you need to irrigate, how much you need to irrigate, how much you need to fertilize, where you need to fertilize, how much you will produce, where you are going to have anomalies, everything, no data, information to help you to take decisions. And how we do that? There are satellites that go around the Earth every 5 days. And what we do, we go to the past because we have access to the historical data, and the growers just put basic information that they have. And we model every condition with artificial intelligence engine that is the most value of NACS to generate a final output. Go irrigate. Not irrigate. After irrigation, we can say if the irrigation, what was the efficiency? 80% of efficient. Okay, we need to put more hours of irrigation. And in this way, we change the power of agriculture decision. Aaron, is it working? Is it an idea? We're in 16 countries in less than 4 years. And we say, okay, let's test what is the return of NACS algorithms. We did a test in 200,000 hectares. Alicante have 20,000 hectares. Huge part of the land. And check this, we save 8% of water. 70% of the water that we waste in the planet Earth is in agriculture. But we don't only save, we improve production. We save 5% of fertilizer, and we improve production, and we save in production costs, and we improve production. Produce more with less resources. What about players? What about competitors? Everyone has been focusing monitor crops, but nobody has been focusing model crops. And the second huge value that we have is that the CTO is a PhD cum laude expert for radar that can see through the clouds. We can see through the clouds and not only give data through the clouds. We can see and give information. How we have been growing fast. In 2019, 200,000, 400,000 euros. And 2021, we closed with 1.1 million euros with zero churn rate. I will explain more the details. The team, we are 3 founders, experts in what we do. PhD cum laude, the CTO in radar and optics satellite, working for years for the university. The CFO is a telecommunication engineer, but now to be in 16 countries, we need to manage all the finance. And I'm a civil engineer with MBA, but I've been in around 30 countries selling with customers like Tupperware or Unilever. Well, just to give you a summary of our company, we are SaaS, 3 years old. The founders, we have the 100% of the cap table. We are a bootstrap company. We never raised money before. We are selling 1.1 million of ARR. We can multiply 3 times with the same customer that we have, and we have letter of intention that they will do this year. We are earning, before everything positive, more than 450,000 euros. And what we want to do is tell you that the best and largest company around the world have chosen us. It must be for a reason. We don't want to monitor crops. We want to be the new way that we call agriculture of decision. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you very much indeed, Aaron. I have to say that the timing discipline so far of our finalists has been exemplary, right on time again. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so let's hand it over for 3 minutes to our panelists. Let's start now. Sebastian has got his hands up.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the presentation and your energy. So I have a question about where do you think you can have the most impact? Is it in saving?
Sorry, I don't hear you good. I don't know if I can have. Sorry.
So yes,
I will be closer. You know, okay.
Come.
Okay.
I don't bite. So yeah, the question is, where do you think you can have the most impact? Is it in saving water? Is it in growing yield? And where in the world do you think that impact will manifest itself the most?
Okay. First is the huge impact. Imagine that the 60% of cost of a hectare is water. The 60% of your budget is in water. If we can save 8% of water, NACS is paid and you earn money. But for example, last year you spent 300 euros per hectare for nitrogen, and this year was 800 euros per hectare. The cost increment a lot, especially now for the next campaign after Russia war, that the oil and nitrogen came from Russia. It's going to be a massive problem. And what the objective is reduce cost, but in the same time grow in vertical, because growers, we don't want as a humanity that grower grow in horizontal. We want that the growers grow vertical, you know, and this is efficient with the same resources, you know.
Super. Who's next? Yes, here.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the great presentation. Just curious about the go-to-market here. I mean, you already achieved a lot without raising external funding, but just curious if there are like channel partners you can leverage to accelerate in the coming phase.
Yeah, thank you. We are looking for investors now. We are going to open the first round. We are looking for the best wife. And how we sell? Till the moment, till June of the last year, was outbound sales that the CEO was making. We want to test the product. We want to test the product market fit. After we start to have a team. We just contract a growth marketing, two SDR and two account executive. We receive leads. We present the product, and nobody say, "Okay, this is not what I'm looking for." Everyone say, I need this. This is what I've been looking for. How we're going to scale is we are trying to inbound every producer in the world to try to show our demo.
We've got 30 seconds left. Time for one more question. Chato?
Just very quickly, what's your ideal customer profile specifically?
Yeah, it's, the growers are more smart of what we think normally, you know, and they are really brilliant and they understand all this, you know, and we build what they demand. We was lean startup, you know, we want to ask, but the profile is a grower that understand that the data is not useful, and they understand they have a lot of Excels, but they want to start to use. They can see that Google don't have hectares, but they have the information. Facebook don't have hectares, but the information. And they understand this, and they are asking for this. Okay. I'm sorry, okay.
No, I'm afraid...
The question that you did before, we have a huge partners, for example, in Brazil, is one of the biggest company in Brazil with 10 million of hectares.
I'm going to have to stop you there out of fairness to all the rest of our finalists. But I did give you a few extra seconds because we had a bit of an audio issue there at the beginning. So I think that's only fair. Terrific pitch, terrific questions. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Aaron. Going well so far. Time for our third pitch of our 5 finalists from this year's 4 Years From Now Awards finalists. Please put your hands together for CEO and co-founder of Idun Technologies. It's Simon Bachmann. Simon. Woo! Yeah, popular. Okay, Simon, if you could take your mark. And your 5 minutes starts now.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here. It's really a great honor. And I think one of the common topics at this conference has been the Internet of Everything. And I want to explain you a little bit about sorry. The projector is not working. Sorry about that. Okay, I want to explain you about the Internet of Humans and how we are enabling this. The vision of our company is to make the world a better place. And we think we can do this if we quantify what is happening in the brain, because it's really the last remaining black box of our body. And when we can quantify the physiological processes in the brain, we can promote happiness and well-being. And because the brain is literally at the center of everything we do, we say everything gets better. The world is getting more connected every day. That's something that I don't need to tell you at this conference. But I want to give you a quick example of the smartwatch and how a wearable device really changed the whole ecosystem. We went from a step-counting device to an FDA-cleared atrial fibrillation diagnostics device in just 5 years. Really an impressive pace of a device. But there is still a remaining unknown, and it is the brain. And there is no mass-market-facing device right now that can actually do brain monitoring. But we actually think the answer is right there. You can see it on the image. Earbuds are the wearable computation platform for health in the future because you have very powerful electronics in there. It is by far the most successful wearable form factor out there, no discussion. It's even outperforming the smartwatch. And because of the location on the human body, you can do brain monitoring, but also brain modulation. And this is what we do as a company. We integrate neurotechnology into earbuds to create the most intuitive neural interface to date. And with this, we want to drive mass market adoption. And in fact, I'm wearing our device right now. And it's easy to see how unobtrusive and uncomplicated it is to pick up your brainwaves. We're doing a full stack solution. The Guardian is really translating brain signals into actionable insights. And I want to take you on a little journey what is actually part of our neurointelligence platform. It all starts with picking up brainwaves from the ear canal, which we enable with our proprietary material that we have developed and patented. We're then pre-processing the signals on the device, which I'm wearing right now at my neck, which we call the brain box, where we are filtering and classifying artifacts like eye movement or jaw biting. We can even differentiate if you're eating nuts or bread, because it's a different movement pattern of your jaw. We're then taking those signals aside, we're uploading it to the cloud, where we are deploying our machine learning classifiers to translate brain signals into actionable insights. And then we're giving out these actionable insights through our API to our customers and partners. So we are a B2B company empowering other companies to improve their products and services. Where do we stand on this journey? We started as a material innovation company at ETH Zurich, and we brought our first product to the market, the Drywood Alpha, proving really the magic of the material. We then learned a lot with this release. We also got an investment from Sony, and then we really understood the potential of earbuds as a platform to do health monitoring. And now we're validating the Guardian, as we call our product, in applications like sleep health and hearing health. In the next step, the Guardian deployment, we are scaling this solution and bringing the earbuds to the intended end user for the first time. But the long-term goal of our company is bringing this technology on a chip or on a module level and then licensing it out to the large OEMs like Samsung, Apple, and so on. And this is how we want to drive the Guardian and EEG to the masses. We have already validated two very crucial markets, sleep and hearing, with partnerships with some of the leading experts in their fields, for example, working with Takeda on narcolepsy patients or Everlisten on hearing health. I want to mention that both of these markets are interesting because they're gateway conditions to much more serious diseases when you're sleeping bad or when you're hearing bad. So this is how we want to approach it. I'm very honored about this. This is my favorite slide because I'm really, really proud of our team. We are the only holistic neurotech team in the world, going from material innovation to electronics, to signal processing, to cloud, to neuroscience. And this is really where we bring the power with our international and diverse team. We're here because we're raising a Series A. We're looking for 10 million in capital to bring our company to the Guardian deployment phase. And what I want to end with is we are creating the Apple moment for neurotechnology. Thank you very much.
Afraid we have to call it a day then. Almost made it to the end there. Thank you very much indeed, Simon. Right, judges, it's over to you. 3 minutes starts now. Like I can see, Ben.
Well, thank you very much for the pitch. That was pretty interesting. Two questions, basically. First one is, what's the advantage for electronic producers in the future to embark your technology? Why would they do it? And B, what exactly do you solve for me as a user, right? How does that materialize going forward?
Okay, I start with the second one. I'm sure sometimes you have trouble sleeping. I assume that because 70% of the market do that. So we could help you with that because we're classifying what sleep stages you're in, and we're taking this information, for example, to play tones and audio to help you relax better. This can also help for anxiety or stress or these kind of applications. And that also kind of answers the first part of the question, what is in it for the OEM? You can see the strategy from companies like Apple really building up their native health apps because they want to create a holistic service, which they're also doing with the smartwatch. So we are seeing what is happening with the earbuds already with the smartwatch today, and that's what we're betting on.
Okay, super. Next question. Yes, Sonia.
How much do you compete with medical devices? I mean, do you, obviously for sleep and to detect sleep apnea and things like that, there are medical devices. Is that a market that you can have accuracy to go into, or is this more of a consumer,
Yes, great question.
product?
So in the Takeda study that we're doing in collaboration, we are comparing against the polysomnograph device. So this is the clinical gold standard. And we have 80% accuracy to a clinical gold standard, which is 2 electrodes per ear. So it's really, I think the trade-off is absolutely worth it that you get from the unobtrusiveness versus the limited spatial resolution. So yes, we're all about the science. We are benchmarking to clinical gold standards.
Super stuff. 1 minute to go. Next question from the panel, anyone?
Yeah.
Sebastian.
I have a question about why do you think a device will make a big difference? We also know that changes of lifestyle can help a lot as well. So you could have decided to create an education platform around those issues rather than a device with hardware, etc.
Yeah.
Why did you pick that?
Because I think we can change literally every single product and application in the world with neurotechnology. We can make everything personalized to your mental state. And it can be education. It can be helping people with attention deficit disorders in school to concentrate better. But it can also be about better sleep or people with hearing impairments. This is too valuable to just focus on one application. That's why we're building up the platform to work with the best partners to apply it to all imaginable use cases.
Super stuff. If there's no more questions, we've got 7 seconds left, so I think we'll call it a day for now. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up
Thank you
for
very
our finalist,
much.
Simon from
Thank
Eden.
you. Thanks.
Time for our penultimate finalist to pitch their product. Let's see, shall we? Or their service. Please give a warm 4 years from now final welcome to the CEO and founder of CityBeats, Ivan Caballero. Ivan. Oh. Hasn't lost his marbles quite yet, but let's see if that happens in the next 5 minutes, which starts now.
Hi everyone. Some of you may have heard about this experiment where you put a lot of crystal balls in a pot and you ask a lot of individuals how many balls are in the pot. So the point is that no one hits the answer, the correct answer. But if you take the average of everyone, you get a very accurate number. This is what we call the wisdom of the crowd. Hi everyone, I'm Ivan Caballero, CEO and founder of CityBeats, and today I'm going to explain you how CityBeats unlocks the value of the crowd thanks to leveraging artificial intelligence and helping worldwide decision makers to react faster and better to people's needs. We are living in a moment, in a context of infodemia. So more than 90% of the data has been created in the last 2 years. And more than 80% of this data is unstructured. And this is generating like a huge problem in the society, because decision makers cannot unlock the value of that data, so their decisions are normally bad informed. And this is generating a lack of trust in the civil society, because they don't really believe that they are heard. And this is impacting also in the individual level. So we are starting lacking trust each other, right? But I'm coming here with the good news. And the point is that there are technologies that can unlock the value of this data and can help decision makers improving their work. For example, at CityBeats, during these 4 years, we've been affecting more than $1 billion in investments in society through unlocking the value of more than 1 billion voices. We've been working with World Health Organization, United Nations, Inter-American Development Bank, Entity Data, Telefonica, Twitter, Facebook. And we've been awarded by the United Nations twice as the best project in the world in civic engagement. Do you think that we are in the middle of the worst pandemic in the history? The ones that think yes, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. There has been pandemics with 20 times more deaths than this one. But given the infodemia that is associated to this problem, we believe that we are in a huge problem, right? So for this, we are helping World Health Organization in order to identify misinformation all across the world in different countries, in different data sources. So they are helping and engaging local governments to better understand what is happening at a local level so they can react with better policies and with better communication plans. Did you know that all the technological companies are unlocking their value after 10 years in the market? In only 4 years, we have multiplied per 4 our size. We have affected more than $1 billion in investments to the society. So do you imagine where can we be in 4 years from now? We expect to affect more than 10 billion and be more than 10 times bigger. And how are we doing this? We are becoming the Spotify of the social understanding. Everyone deserves to raise their voice, and every individual needs that information in order to react faster and better. So what are we doing? We are creating a subscription model. We are putting 1 billion data points connected to 1 million data sources in real time. So we can help leveraging this technology that we have, proprietary algorithms related to identifying intentionality, identifying bias in a very ethical environment. So did you know that 70% of the data in Latin America, public data, is written by men, 30% by women? Can you imagine how many decisions has been taken with this biased information? Before, there was unstructured data and noise. Now, there are city bits, unlocking the wisdom of the crowd. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Ivan. You want to be the Spotify of social understanding. Well, let's see what our panel of judges have to say. We've got 3 minutes for questions. Who wants to dive in first? Yes, here.
Yeah, just keen to a bit better understand the actual product. What's the user interface here? Is it an app that your users would download? Can you expand a bit on that, please?
Yeah, our product is based on is a software as a service. We have a dashboard where you can upload your data, and you can create your own models. You can train them, and you can also consume the insights of these models. We have also public observatories that, for example, World Health Organization is having, or Inter-American Development Bank, where we can put all the graphs and all the information that can be shared publicly.
Thank you very much. Sebastian?
Yes, I've seen projects that aggregate data from various sources, open data mostly, across the world. One of them is called Open Data Stuff, for example, based in Paris. Have you looked at the competition, and can you clarify a little bit the differences when you say we train models and we can deliver value? What is that value that you deliver, like a concrete example of a project to impact it? For citizens?
Yeah. For example, well, it's a broad question. So in terms of benchmark, we are comparing ourselves with, for example, with social media listening tools like Brandwatch. So we are finding that customer in many customers, but we can displace them quite easily because we are bringing an extra layer of customization and adaptation to the context of the customer, and we have huge unicorns like Data Miner who are collecting tons of data and are working mainly in defense. If we were in Star Wars, I would say that Data Miner is Darth Vader and we are Luke Skywalker. So we are having similar technology. We are much smaller, but we are working only with organizations that are impacting positively in the society, not in defense.
And so can you give us names of people you work for or clients and understand a bit how you service them?
Yeah. So we work, for example, World Health Organization, I already explained, Inter-American Development Bank. They channel money from different donors to all Latin America. So we are collecting all the public data from Latin America from 22 countries, and we are helping them understanding contextual and localized information, so they can affect their investments directly with their information, or they can react faster to different emergencies. And they are doing this through our technology, I mean, through our platform. They can send reports to a minister right before they have a meeting, or we are creating also alerts, like based on the different contextual information that we are providing.
I'm going to have to step in there because we are now out of time. Thank you very much indeed. Don't forget your marbles.
Thank you very
much. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Ivan from City Beats. We were very concerned that the award was going to fall off the table there for a moment, but thank goodness it stayed safe. Thank you very much once again, Ivan. Right, it's time now for our final finalist here. Please welcome the CEO and co-founder of Human IT Care, Nuria Pastor. Nuria.
Thank you.
Right, Nuria, the stage is yours and your time starts now.
Hello, I am Nuria, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Human IT Care. And this is Miguel. Miguel is a real patient that I have the pleasure to meet 2 years ago. And Miguel is suffering from a heart failure. Heart failure is one of the most chronic diseases affecting more than 41 million of patients. Miguel suffers a lot of challenge in his life. He has to be constantly monitored to the health, because if not, he can have a readmissions and then hospitalizations. As Miguel, more than 41 million of people are suffering that problem. And I experienced in first person when I was working in the hospital attending to that patients. The healthcare industry lacks of tools to constantly monitor the health of these patients in a personalized and impressive way. So in traditional care, when patients are diagnosed, they go home, but they need to attend regularly to visits. They need to monitor their health, and they need to prevent any complications to avoid these hospitalizations. However, this process is highly inefficient, a time-consuming task, and costly, causing more than 700 billion of expenses just in the European Union. At Human IT Care, we are solving this by bringing the hospital at home. Our revolutionary AI platform is based in two technologies, machine learning and deep learning. We collect all the data from different medical devices. We are a hardware-agnostic platform, so we can have a remote follow-up of these patients. And then also, we can connect easily to other telemedicine platforms. We are an API-first company. That means that other existing telemedicine providers can connect easily to our system, and then also small clinics that are also our clients can use our software as a service. And the most important, we are hardware agnostic, and we can collect this data as this data of my Fitbit in real time. Our business model is a B2B model. We are working with the healthcare industry, mainly with also healthcare providers, as Air Liquid and other companies. And also we are working with healthcare insurance that are using our API to develop their own products. What makes Human IT Care unique, and due to the COVID has grown a lot of companies, are mainly four things. First thing is that we are a medical device. We are software as a medical device company. We have this certification. We have a team expert, he is my co-founder, of data science and AI. So we have developed 120 machine learning algorithms that can understand the behavior of these patients. And we have this API system that enables us to connect to existing telemedicine platforms. And also we are hardware agnostic. I think that our metrics show how useful has been our solution to our clients. We have generated more than 42 million of data points. We have generated 103 key of smart labs that have helped our doctors to avoid hospitalizations, and we are having a revenues of more than 1 million. We are in 9 countries. We have opened an office in Brazil, and these are some examples of our clients. The most important is that we don't have raised until now private equity. We have raised 3 million of public funding, and we have been listed as a top of connected health solution, not telemedicine solutions, in Forbes and Business Insider. Our roadmap is clear. We want to be the leaders in the connected health area, and I think that our amazing team is achieving that. We have been working in Europe with some hospitals, but our market growth is in LATAM and on 2024 in the United States. And this is also my favorite slide because it's my team. My team is the people that makes human IT care possible every day. And it's composed by Unai. Unai is the CTO and co-founder. He's computer science by training. We met 4 years ago in this Congress. I am Nuria. I'm a clinical psychologist by training, but I have been working doing research all my life in the hospital, and I also have background in business and research, and also our board. Our board is composed for Guayente San Martin. She is the VP and general manager of 3D and HP. And we have also as a finance advisor to Anna Kos. She is the former CFO of Sanofi, one of the biggest pharma industries in the world. And also Julia, which is the physician by training, but she has a lot of experience. And we have 20 employees, all with different backgrounds, and a clinical medical team dedicated to working with us in these algorithms day by day. Just to finish, and I go back to Miguel, because I have this experience to meet him, and I know how important is the impact that we are creating. The future of health is in all our hands, so let's meet together a more accessible, personalized, and preventable healthcare. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Terrific stuff. So Nuria, she wants to bring the hospital home, but will her startup be taking the 4 years from now award home later on this evening? Well, we've got a little way to go, but we've got 3 minutes of questions from our panel starting now. And Sebastian, it looks like you want to go
All right,
first.
Okay, quick. So you're raising alarms for people at risk of having, severe, problem, and you want to avoid, readmissions that are not necessary. So you have a huge responsibility when you trigger an alarm for someone who has a disease. How do you deal with that? Like it puts a lot of pressure on machine learning algorithms and false positives and false negatives and all that. So can you explain a little bit how you deal with this environment that's kind of critical?
Yes. First of all, thank you for your question. We are CE mark class 1. That means that the final decision is based on the doctors. And we have a regulatory team inside of in-house of the company that is expert on that sense. So we are planning to launch a second product specifically for cardiology because it's one of the most biggest area that we are having more demand. And the funding that we have received from the European Union, 1.5 million, will be for launching a class 2. That means that here we can have a little bit more of diagnose. And yeah, this is how we are fixing that. Thank you.
Sonia.
Yes, I was going to ask you about regulation as well, whether you have the CE mark and FDA approval. How far advanced are you in that, and how critical is it to go to market?
Yeah, thank you so much. We take this regulation, I think that 2 years ago. So in our case, we have until 2024 to operate free in the market, especially in the European market. The legislation in LATAM is very different. They are more familiar with the FDA, but it's very, very different. And for that, what we plan is for this class 2 device that we're going to launch for cardiology. We are following the same guidelines from the FDA, so we can we will be always able to operate in the 2024 also with this class 2 of cardiology in the United States market.
Are you?
Yes, Chancellor.
I want to know a little bit more about the go-to-market strategy. Who do you sell to, and specifically, if you thought ever about B2C even type of go-to-market?
Yeah, we are going, and the approach is for the large private companies. For example, Rivera, it's one of the large private companies because they are part from insurance, which is Cintin, which is based in the United States. So our approach is once you enter in one large private company, it's very easy to enter to different hospitals, and it is the same from the healthcare insurance. When you enter to one healthcare insurance and then you get validated as a vendor, it is very easy to be working with that. So this is the strategy that we are following, but also we are working with providers. For example, with some brands from medical devices, they are asking to use our system as an API because they don't have. So this is a good deal when we partner and we go together with them to the sales.
We are now out of time. Thank you very much once again for your questions, judges. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Nuria from Human IT Care. Thank you, Nuria. So, that is it for the pitches, ladies and gentlemen. Judges, you've now heard all 5 of our pitches and you've had opportunity to put your questions to them. And now it's time for you to make your decisions. So, I invite you now to stand up, go backstage, head to the special green room where you'll have 5 minutes now to make your decision. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our judges. And now, while our judges leave the stage and sit themselves down in the green room, I'd just like to extend a warm thank you to all of the rest of the judges who've played a part in selecting our finalists this year. We should have a picture of them on stage on the screen in just a moment. But there have been a number of judges involved in this competition so far, not just the 5 who you see on the stage right now. Here we go. These are our judges. Please give a warm round of applause for all of the judges who've helped to make this year's competition possible. Thank you very much. Right, so while our judges deliberate, I'd like to welcome back to the stage the winner of the 2021 4 Years From Now Awards. Please welcome back from ILOF, it's Luis Valente. There he is. Come on in, Luis. So we've got just a couple of minutes to chat while the judges are making their decision. Tell me, any observations from you on how the pitches went just now? What caught your eye?
Well, I was completely blown away by the vision and by how spot on they were on the impact that they're creating. I think this is really what this is all about, right? How do you want to change the world and how are you changing it? So I was completely blown away, and I think we all were.
Yeah, good stuff. It's all out of your hands now. Tell me, this time, well, not quite this time last year because we were in June last year when the awards took place for fairly obvious reasons, but you were sat just there waiting to hear what the judges would come out with. Tell me, how were you in that moment? How were your nerves?
I was very calm, to be honest, because I was not expecting that the judges would be so kind to select us. There were amazing projects last year also making a lot of impact in the world. So I would say I was very, very calm and I was very happy when I heard you calling our name.
And so tell me, in terms of the preparation that went into your pitch, I'm sure that you've pitched many, many times before, but in terms of preparing for the final and knowing who the judges would have been there, did you adapt your pitch? Did you tailor it just to, tick some of the boxes that our judges then would have had?
Yeah, I have to confess that I did. It's something of a habit of mine. You always need to know your audience. You always need to know, even when it's a smaller audience, it's easier, right? You go and you stalk people on LinkedIn, you try and understand who they are and what their backgrounds are. And this is exactly what I think all entrepreneurs end up doing, right? I saw that the juries, they have, very diverse backgrounds, but all very focused on impact and on impact investing. Yeah. So we tried to tailor the pitch in a way that showed how we're going to change the world and how we're changing it, and it appears that it works.
All about the impact. Now, tell me what impact winning the 4 Years From Now Award 2021 had on you and on your company?
No, we have, and it had a major impact, David. And I think I already mentioned that 2 of our current investors, we met them first time in person here in 4 Years From Now last year. So there was a certain impact. There was also a couple of partnerships, business development partnerships that directly came from our participation here on the 4 Years From Now. So when I mentioned that it was transformational, it really was. It's been a blessing for us, and it just helped us move into implementing our vision a lot faster. So I do recommend that everyone apply, very looking forward to hearing this year's winner.
And we've only got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left until we welcome the judges back for the winning announcement. What have you made of this year's 4 Years From Now event? Obviously, we were here last June, going into July, and it was necessarily a slightly smaller event, although still very impressive in its own right. What have you made about your 4 Years From Now experience this year?
Well, certainly more busy than last year, right, David? I think we all missed those kind of events. I think we all missed the human contact and the human component. I think it's certainly very vibrant, well, a lot more people than last year, and very diverse set of people. So in these last days, I had meetings with, well, telcos, pharmas, biotechs. We even did a little bit of talent hunting while hiring devs. So I think it's a great event. It's completely a beacon in Europe, and I'll certainly be back next year.
We have 60 seconds left until we welcome the judges back on the stage. My final question for you, Luis, is we have 5 potential winners just there. What would be your piece of advice to them to help make the most of this opportunity that may well be coming to will be coming to one of them in just a few minutes' time? How to make the most of winning this award?
Well, number one, network like crazy, right? So enjoy while you're here. Well, speak with the judges, speak with people in the audience. Don't go out and, well, do go out and celebrate, but not just yet. Do your job and really network, because this is what being a CEO is all about. And then just use it. Use it with clients, use it with investors, use it with partners. Everyone knows 4 years from now, everyone knows Mobile World Congress. It's a great business card, and it doesn't do the job for you, but sometimes it can land you the right meeting.
Well, listen, right on cue. I'm afraid it's time for you to stop talking right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Luis Valenti. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 5 minutes for our judges to deliberate is up. That means that they have, or rather I hope they have, otherwise it's going to be a very awkward silence on stage in a moment's time. They have made their decision about who our 4 Years From Now Awards 2022 winner will be. So, I'm hoping that there's somewhere behind that curtain there. Let's see, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our judges! Yes. And also joining us to present the award, oh, thank you very much. Also joining us to present the award to our winner, please welcome to the stage 4 Years From Now director, Pere Duran. Come on, Pere. Thank you. Tell me, how was that, judges? All right? Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, I think we've reached a decision. So, it's finally time to announce the winner. From more than 100 entries to our 5 finalists, it all comes down to one winner. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 4 Years From Now Award 2022 is... Human IT Care! Come on up, Nuria. Right, come on stage. Here we go. There we go, just there. Terrific stuff. If we could have Nuria's microphone lifted up for a second. Nuria, congratulations on winning this year's award. Just tell us how you're feeling right now.
First of all, I want to thank you to all of you for this award. And also congratulate to my colleagues. I think that you are doing a very good job, and I know the difficult that it is, so congratulations. This is also for you. Yeah, just one thing. I want to dedicate that to my team. My team, some of you are here. Hector, Lara, Blanca, Julia, and all the team, this is for you, because this is what you are doing, and we are doing all together. Just one thing, I always talk to my team that we are doing possible the impossible every day, and I think that all of the entrepreneurs that are here today, we are doing that. So never push up, so never keep the dreams out, push up, keep looking forward, and as I always told you, we are doing, guys, your team, possible the impossible every day. That's all.
Keep looking forward, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for this year's 4 years from now award winner, Nuria and Human IT Care. Yep, team photo. In you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, while the photographs take place on the stage, obviously a huge congratulations to our winner. A huge congratulations to the rest of our finalists. Please show your appreciation to our finalists.